All right, we are back. Unfortunately, there was an internet issue, so we lost the end of that game. But basically, Abiel just kind of slaughtered Wilson with all his card advantage. Couldn't find his kill cards at the end there, so a bit unfortunate. So we're gonna bottom this Frostbind off of the Fractal of Refreshment, and then we're gonna go. So 2 Fractals, not the best start. We cannot Jank Shao turn 2. Let's see if Merlin has got something good cooking here. Creative. Creative float. Hasty float, creative float. We're pretty good. We can definitely do creative throw a float here, or hasty throw a float, and then creative and end phase. That also works. Oh, there's 2 float. Yeah, and then we creative, end phase. Works. That all works. I definitely think if Wilson brought out the sensor at the turn before Abiel leveled up to 2, that would have made a really, really big difference in that game as well. Wilson here gonna just go for the GCR. We're gonna go for that 3rd Fractal. We're gonna use we're gonna tap it to get the glimpse before it seems like it was a fast cure. Gonna pop that GCR after glimpsing. That is one of the really strong parts about this deck. Drawing into a Dissonant. Very, very good. Set up our draws for the next 4 turns. What is the damage? He does not want to show us, unfortunately. But if he tops 4, you know it's good. Gonna top 4? Top 3, bottom 1, seems. Into a Deacon. Deacon actually... We are putting ourselves in a situation where this Creative Shock is basically free, because we're not worried about a title lock in this situation. So we're good. We can just throw the Creative. We actually don't have to throw the Creative now. We could throw the Creative Shock in our materialization, but we definitely should do it. Not any threat of a negate with the amount of resources at Wilson's disposal. At least gives us a little bit more foresight into what we're working with. Are we thunderclapping this? Okay, that is not what I expected. Of all the things that happened, that was not what I expected. So we're gonna go with Lorraine 1, bring out Sword of Seeking. We're gonna banish this Vanguard. We can just hasty swing and throw the... Oh, just another float. That's pretty good. That's a float you're more happy to see gone than the Repelling Palm Blast. Repelling Palm Blast being wind is pretty useful for when you actually have the Ascension out on field. Draws into Mystic Purifier. Are we gonna Purify? It's definitely an option, but I don't know. Maybe you'd rather just Turbo here, to be honest. You kind of have the perfect line to just go straight to Merlin 3. You don't even really deny the Distant Fractal if you Purify here, and it makes your level up very awkward. If you can go end phase Creative Shock, dump another float, which obviously this is not a guaranteed float. There isn't actually, no, we do have a float. So yeah, we can do Creative Shock, dump a float, have 2 float, level up to 2, and then we're chilling. And then if Wilson actually levels up to Diao-chan here, which he has been doing a lot, he's been consistently leveling up the Diao-chan very early. So doing a Creative Shock here, level up to 2, eat the float, then Dungeon Guide to 3, this is kind of the perfect situation to be in. Seems like Abiel's just gonna go for the Purifier here, though. Definitely hesitating a bit. You have to be very concerned about the Scepter, though, or the Sensor. This situation. If you dump 2 float and then they bring out Sensor, you're kind of out of luck. But you can kind of mask it by using the Creative Shock in the end phase instead. Yeah, it seems like he really wants to play that Purifier, though. seems like it's gonna be the Purifier. He's really set on playing the Purifier. Make sure we do this right though. Oh, changing his mind. Ooh, using the Creative Shock here. I feel like using the Creative Shock here is very telegraphed though, and it makes the sensor such a juicy target, but admittedly, Wilson didn't do that, did not go for the sensor last game either, so did not go for the sensor until much later. We're not really denying that much by using the Mystic Purifier, so I do agree with this line. Okay, he's gonna go for the sensor here. And especially showing the Creative Shock there, it's like, I have to go sensor now. But the sensor does also deny his own Awakened Deacon, so I guess you can't be too upset about it. But this is a pretty scary start. The Zhang Shao's gonna come down. We also have 4 Fractals already, so the risk of a big Shimmerings and big Refractings is gonna get quite scary. Gonna do the Creative Shock in end phase anyway, because we do need to put something in our memory. Actually, in this position, maybe you don't even throw the float because of the... We're gonna refusal here? Honestly, I'm gonna have to pay 4 extra. Can you not pay for this? I guess the risk of putting the Dungeon Guy down is not worth it, but...
Hey everyone, this is Marcel the cosplay hunter, chat creator from Solar Leveling, inviting you guys to come here to Okada, Manila to experience fun and serve.
Gonna straight go level up straight to 2. Gonna banish. Unfortunately, lose the win card here, so our Ascensions are a little bit hosed, but... Gonna draw for 3. I mean, we just Dungeon Guide to 3. We've got the Pendragon, we have the Ascensions. We're pretty set up. Probably throw the Incarnate at this point. It's a bit too early for that. At least swing with the Hasty first, please. Swing with Hasty. Get a cycle in. Dungeon Guide and negated. Very unfortunate. I mean, that's 2 Glimmering Refusals down. That's 2 Glimmering Refusals down, so we don't have to worry about that, at least. I mean, losing 2 of your refusals is... You're probably okay with seeing this. Though definitely the Dungeon Guide is a card you really wanted to resolve here. Yeah, Wilson's in a pretty good spot. I mean, once he finds that Burst Asunder, the chance of death is very, very high. Might even consider bringing out the Mirror in advance to try and stop the... Yeah, he's gonna bring out Mirror in advance. Let's just try and stop that Safeguard immediately the moment it comes out. Gonna swing 1 with the Zhang Shao. Zhang Shao number 2. Oh my god, you hate to see it. Actually, I probably would have tried to kill the Hasty here, but Dissonant Fractal. Alright, we have critical mass of 5 Fractals. 5 Fractals, so the chance of Burst Asunder with the Mirror already set up, this is pretty much GG, I think. Unless the humongous unlucky streak of not finding a Burst Asunder happens. I know we have Refracting already. We should have a Shimmering as well. so we can just level up, and probably within 2 turns we can make this a wrap. Merlin 3 hard leveled. Ugh. Can't even play the Pendragon this turn. Oh boy, this is such a rough spot to be in. Swing, being 1, just do 1 damage, throwing another float that he can't use because of that sensor of Restful Peace. And he's gonna pass it back. Do we have something here? Fracturize. Okay, admittedly, bit of a low value Fracturize. Actually, are we gonna... Oh, he's gonna Fracturize the sensor, which is gonna reactivate his own class bonuses. Pretty heads up play there. Doesn't really care about Merlin having all of that now. We're gonna throw out a Nascent Blast here just because, why not? Get some damage in. He might be able to kill here, depending on how many refracting spells he's got. Currently has 6 fractals, so that would be a total of... If he has 2 refractings, that's 14, which is still not enough. If he has a Burst Asunder, we can get there though. If he has Shimmering plus Burst Asunder would do 7 times 2, 14. Puts Merlin to 20. So Shimmering or Refracting plus Burst Asunder, I think, is enough. That's gonna be 3 for Refracting Missile, and then Refracting Missile for 7 puts Merlin up to 14, and then a Burst Asunder would do a grand total of 14, which is exact lethal. Does he have it? That's 7. And then, oh, Shimmering? Shimmering is only gonna do 6 here. So put him up to 20. Into Burst Asunder. Alright, there we go. And that's super lethal. You are super dead. That should be a wrap. That is more than enough unless there is anything. I don't think so. Blanche is not playable at this point with only 2 cards in hand. Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show the weakness of Merlin. I definitely think there were some critical misplays. I think the sensor was really a really big one. Not using the sensor, or not eating your own float, because you still can't eat float as Merlin with a sensor, and you still would get the level counters, which would have made maybe a difference. I'm not gonna say it would have won him the game. It would have made a difference though. But yeah, so yeah, that's the game, and that's our second to last round. One last round. Check the Omni decks. There's some interesting decks there. I'm definitely super excited to see the last game, though I imagine the last round could be like ID City. But yeah, so that's gonna be our 6th round. One more round to go, and then we'll be crowning our winner. Please keep watching for the end. Alright everyone, welcome back. We are finally at our final round of the Grand Archives Regionals Philippines, and we've got a fun one for all of you today. We have finally gotten Pro-An World's competitor from last year to be on the stream. Him and there were only 2 players from Apex Players Guild here today, so unlike the usual, usually like 6 or 7 of them are on these, but I guess they're sick and tired of traveling. And with Nats coming around the table, so he's the only one here, and he's playing what I guess could call Casino Turbo Polcock. Plays a fire aggro deck, tries to win or lose the game as fast as possible, so he can head to the casino next door as fast as possible in between rounds. So currently at 4-2, obviously fire aggro deck. Polcock, we've seen this before, but it had a really short stint, and it's not particularly common. So I'm sure a lot of you, this will be the first time you'll ever see Fire Polcock in your life, and maybe the only time, let's be real, but basically the idea is the deck just play, it uses Polcock 1, it gets the distant effects, and tries to just like blow you up with the humongous distant allies. I'm waiting on the deck list, so I need to see exactly what's in the deck, but I assume it's probably playing things like, I just imagine it's a lot of the really big distant cards, so obviously the Ranger distance cards. Things like the one that can banish cards from the graveyard to get the distance. Oh my god, a lot of these ALC cards are kind of starting to escape me because I haven't seen them in so long. Obviously, Calamity Cannon, I'm not sure if Calamity Cannon at this point. I'd love to see Calamity Cannon though. So he is playing against Lorenzo Luis, who is on Winchester, and Winchester has one thing going for it, and that is, of course, Veiling Breeze. And Veiling Breeze is so good against aggro. Your main issue is obviously the fact that you need to deal with Mirror, and I assume Polcock's pawn is on Mirror. You can't not be on Mirror at this age and day with so much win players around. So just gonna go for the Surveil, Fairy Whisper Surveil. Really good start. Classic start. Alright, looking at the hand here, I am seeing... I cannot tell what he is holding in his hand right now. So, oh my god, the glare is so bad. Oh, there, I saw it, I saw her. That's like the range 5 Ranger ally. We are just gonna start with Lurking. I mean, Lurking is Lurking. What can I say? It's a classic. We're gonna play this in every ally deck till the end of time. Into a Courtesan here. She is one of the new allies in HBN. Her main thing is that she's like a 2/2, but then she has Kindle, which means that if you do have fire cards engraved, you can play her for free. Kindle 2, I believe, or Kindle 3, maybe? Dazzling Courtesan, for those who haven't seen. This is a card I've been looking at for a lot of aggro decks, but obviously you need to have a lot of fire. You need to have enough fire graveyard mill stuff to really make this worth it. And I think the Fizas and the Guajas have enough uses for their fire cards. They can't really afford to play this, but I think the Polcock maybe can. Alright, we have found Veiling Breeze. We have found our live condition. Into also, well, Slice and Dice Dungeon Guide, which is an insane rotation. Slice and Dice obviously gives us the ability to just out of nowhere kill you, and then Veiling Breeze gives us defense, and then Dungeon Guide gives us the ability to level up to 3 really quickly. So I have finally got the deck list, and let me just elucidate you what I'm seeing. So we are on Polcock 1. Polcock 1, no Polcock 2. And then we're on Baubles. We're playing a lot of Bauble. We're playing every Bauble. We're playing GCR, Quick Jump Piercer, Safeguard, Smoke Bombs, Impact Hammer, Contraband Revolver. Actually, that's a fun one. So yeah, and then he's playing a lot. Yeah, he's playing Cannoneer. So Cannoneer is the big one. That's the one that has like range 5 or something. And then of course we have Airship. So we're Bomber. Bomber is the floating ally. That's like range 3. Then we have Incendiary Shots, Cocos. We also have Tinder Flame Pivot, Volte Fusée. We're basically playing all the range guys. We're playing all the range guys, so we're just trying to range it up. So let's see if Lorenzo can find a way to survive through this. Oh my god, slice and dice kill ally. You do not see that one very often. And then what is the next one? I mean, Sadie here would be very good. Well, we don't get the agility, unfortunately. So I believe Lorenzo's at 4 life. Sorry, the glare there is kind of blocking his life specifically. It's gonna be another 2 down into stifling trap. Oh my god, these are like the most inefficient trades in history, but you know what? We just need to survive. Unfortunately, you might be dead. I'm not gonna lie, you might actually be dead. If he doesn't hit the cannoneer here, oh my god. He didn't hit the cannoneer, I think he might be dead. Cannoneer, it's cannoneer time. All right, there she is, cannoneer. She's gonna swing for like a 7 here. So Paulcock Boisterous Ride, for those who don't know, the new Paulcock from ALC Alter. His thing is that basically he makes the next fire element, or if he isn't fire, which he is, the next Ranger ally card comes in comes in distant rather. And then the Cannoneer's gonna come in distant. She is range 4, which means she swings for 6. And yeah, I mean, that's 6 damage. 6 damage plus putting him, I believe he was at 4, so he should be at 10 now. So yeah, I mean, Lorenzo, you gotta live here. Next turn, if we can dump a fire card in the grave, this Cannoneer is gonna swing for another 6. If we could potentially find... Oh my god, Dungeon Guide to 2! Holy... Lorenzo's hand does not seem very good. He's... Also, did he... Oh, he went agility. Yeah, I don't see a prep counter. That means he must have went agility then. Honestly, makes sense. Might be necessary in this situation. Doesn't seem to have enough clear. Doesn't have a way of removing this Cannoneer, it seems. Alright, Fairy Whispers first. Let's see if we can dig for something. Surveil the Winds is good. 2 Surveil the Winds, but we didn't get a lot of that prep stuff going on, so I'm not sure if this is really gonna work out. I mean, you are Mondo dead next turn if you don't do anything about this. Cannoneer, if we can get a fire card engraved, this Cannoneer swing for 6, and then 4 damage should be very... especially if you have Incendiary Shot, we could do like Quick Draw Piercer, or... Are we on... We're on Contraband Revolver, but we are not on... We're only on 2 guns. So yeah, so if we have a gun here and we have Incendiary Shot, I think the game is pretty much over, but let's see. Gun into Incendiary Shot would have been 4 damage into another 6. So we're gonna Cannoneer here. I think there's no on attack here. 3 fire cards only. Veiling Breeze. I mean, Veiling Breeze for 2 is... Veiling Breeze for 1? Okay, so that was not a... Yeah, there was not enough fire cards for the Cannoneer here to get the range 4, but it's a pretty small Veiling. I don't think we're killing through it though. It's kind of... Oh my god, that's a Saiyan Cannoneer. That's a Bomber as well. Bomber really good here. Okay, Lurking. Are we even gonna bother swinging? Could always just choose not to swing. Leave up the stealth. Yeah, it seems like Juan might just be choosing... Oh, Vermilion Decree in hand as well. That's really, really good here. Next turn, I am imagining Vermilion Decree into a Cannoneer. Into Cannoneer on attack is going to be quite devastating. Into... That is... there it is, the Tinder Flame Pivot. So that is a Kindle card. So because of the Kindle here, we can get the distant, which is 6 damage, -1, so 5. So we are not yet dead, but we are pretty damn close. They're going up to Tristan too. This is a really bad showcase of how Tristan goes. We can go Surveil into 1 to get 1 prep counter. That's not enough, unfortunately. Oh wait, sorry. Is that his prep? Okay, I think that's his prep. I'm not sure where the prep is. That might be there on the side. Or it might be off screen. Because it is not on top of the champion. So I assume that the prep is probably off screen. Dungeon Guide to 3. Okay, you know, we have a chance. We have a chance. Oh, I believe the prep is on the live counter. Yeah, okay, I see. The prep is on the live counter, but unfortunately the light of God is stopping us from seeing that. So he should be at 5 here, I believe. Actually, no, he should be at. Played Surveil. Should be at 7 actually. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, so he's at 6. I mean, with that amount of prep counters, we can eat a fair amount of these Cannoneer hits at least. Something going for us. I do see a mastermind scheme, but we don't have nearly enough cards. We're gonna swing to face for 1 with the claw here, and then we're gonna get another 4 damage off our 2 shadows. I think he's considering maybe hitting one of the Cannoneers, which honestly I can't exactly fault him on that one. Yeah, he's choosing to hit one of the Cannoneers. So threatened by it, rightfully so. The potential for Assassin Super Slice and Dice is quite large though. Impact Hammer. Okay, we're gonna have to redirect all these attacks. We're gonna swing for 2 trade to face. Maybe you take this. Yeah, I think perhaps you take this. He's thinking about it. 2 damage. I think you can take the 2 damage. Yeah. All right, we're gonna redirect and then retaliate. So we get another 1 damage in. Cannoneer effect. On attack, are we using it? Players are thinking here. So he took it because it is not. He did not use the on attack. Blazing Throw and Vermilion Decree should have redirected it. Would have been enough. If he had another attack, another burn spell there, that would have been enough. But I can understand. It's a very awkward situation to be in. I mean that goes to show. Honestly, I'm just gonna say this: Lorenzo's start kind of weird. It was an awkward start. They couldn't really find a lot of his ally. Like it really needs like a Sadie to try and help clear this board. Windmill Engineer, Sadies, things like that. Didn't really seem to find any of that. The fact that he went Stifling Trap to kill an ally and then Slicing Dice to kill an ally should show the quality of his hand here. So I'm definitely hoping he can find a better start in this next game. Let's talk about the sideboard. Sideboard, Untrusted Side, Shadow Weaver. Censor, Null Mirror, Tariff, Scatter Essence. Pretty much all of those are useless except for Tariffing. Doesn't even have a Lantern. Lantern probably would be pretty good against this deck, considering how much fire, grave stuff it seems to be putting in. And on Roland's side, Backstep, Backup Charger. Wow, Backup Charger in the sideboard is so interesting. Mirror, definitely coming in. Mirror, Tariffing, Creative Shock, Meltdown, Backstep. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his plan for Tristan is, but I feel like probably Backstep would come in. Backstep would probably come in. For sure the Mirror's coming in. Don't need Purifier. Backup Charger in replacing one of the bubbles. And Meltdown. Meltdown's weird. I guess you could Meltdown to destroy the boots, which I think he might actually do that. So let's see. Both players here just shuffling up, sideboarding done. All right, I want to see some sparks fly. So Prohan is not, in fact, on. Yeah, he is not on. He is not a Calamity Cannon. I'm sorry, he's not a Calamity Cannon. This is basically like this is just like all the distant allies that have the most distant numbers on them. Cannoneer, Bomber, and then you just have a like Arbalist. You have the Flame Arbalist. You have Fusilier. So you just have a lot of these like really fat distant allies. Oh my god, I'm just gonna go for an immediate turn 1 Cannoneer. All I'll say is this is very much grounds for Windmill Sadie. Windmill Sadie could put a wrench in this. Juan does not have many cards in hand to do much with. I would be very pleased to see Windmill Sadie. Imbue? Or is that... Okay, he's just playing Fairy Whispers. Sadie? We have found Sadie. He seems to be keeping everything on top. He's going to draw into that Sadie next turn, so I think next turn he's probably going to try and level up and then try and spike this Sadie to try and get some agility in here. Doesn't seem like there's many allies in there. Actually, looking at Lorenzo's list, on the brokers, on the engineers, just and the Sadies, and unfortunately just not finding them, it seems. Against allies, you must find your allies, otherwise it's very hard to contest. And actually, another thing about Tristan is a lot of her allies are very low HP. They're 1 HP, 2 HP, which means attacking into a awake ally is actually very annoying. It's the reason why you throw like a Baby Gray into a Sadie, it has a buff counter, and then it was really awkward for Sadie to try and get around that. So kind of similar situation here. Might just consider doing nothing here. Just level up and then start setting up. We're going to draw into the Sadie for next turn, as well as the Slice Nice after that. Okay, we're going to go Broker. Broker is the pick here. I currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards down, so he only has two cards in hand, which means I'm not sure what Polan's plan is. Is he gonna try and kill the Broker? I think in this situation you actually probably do try and kill that Broker. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that Wind Resonance Bauble. Look at the allies in this hand. We have got... Ooh, okay, gonna play the Courtesan again. An unkindled Courtesan. Just gonna play easy 2/2 ally for 3. Kind of an underrated stat line, but has the benefit of having that huge potential with the Kindle for a massive turn. Seems like that's the whole turn. I mean, it's pretty small, but okay, this turn I'm expecting Lorenzo to let me level up, draw Sadie for a turn, and then we get the agility on the Courtesan. Yeah, seems like that's the line he is going with as well. Most assuredly going to be playing that Sadie here, trying to get some agility. If he has a way to kill the Cannoneer, that would also be good. But I think most likely just go into the Courtesan is the safest line here. See what the plan is. Definitely thinking long and hard about it. The main thing is you really have to deal with the allies. If you don't deal with the allies, then you will just eventually end up getting smothering and dying. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be that Sadie. There she is. Sadie gonna come out. We're gonna kill that Courtesan. And it's a Cerulean or a Vermilion Decree. Vermilion Decree, what is the modes? I'm assuming it's damage plus damage. I think it's damage plus damage. Oh, it seemed like it was damage plus... Oh, okay, so the Sadie is going to be returned to hand. We're going to take 3. Yeah, so it seemed like it was damage. Alright, are we leveling up? Currently, there is 4 damage on board. Puts you up to 7. And then if he plays another Cannoneer... Mirror... Oh, God, that is so nasty. Gonna play... Wait. Veiling for 1. In response to the mirror before he has an opportunity to tap it. Still gonna swing for 1 here. Bit of an awkward veiling, only veiling for 1. If there's a veiling for 2, at least you get to eat the entire turn. You're still taking a little bit of damage in this situation. Must mean his hand is very wind light. Playing another courtesan. Swinging for another one. Oh boy. Yeah, you are in a rough spot here. I think Tariff might be an apt choice at this point. Or do you have to go Boots? Try and get that level up next turn. Safeguard Amulet being the pick here. I mean, this deck, it plays some effect damage, but it's not as much. The mirror gonna come down here, gonna stop any imbue, so we can't do a imbued Windmill Engineer or like a Vertiger's Degree. I imagine we're probably just gonna slam into the courtesan with Sadie. We're gonna try doing the same thing again, but we might be dead. I think if we make it to the next turn with 2 allies in board, we might be seeing this game ending real quick. Fortunately, there aren't that many fire cards in gravy yet, so we're not in a position where the on-attack trigger of this Cannoneer is too much of a concern. But if there's a creative shock or something that could potentially come down. Oh my god, there we go. We have an evasive maneuvers. So how this ally's gonna live? That is so tragic. So okay, 3 allies are gonna live on board. We have 2 fire cards in grave. If we can get a 3rd fire card in grave, then this Cannoneer is 100% swinging for 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on board. Just needs to find like I said, if it's Incendiary Shot, if we can go Quick Draw Piercer, Incendiary Shot, the game is just over. We have the mirror set up. We don't have to worry about Veiling anymore. Yeah, I think this game might be over. If we have the shot, I'm pretty sure it's already done. But I would like. Oh my god, we're slice and dicing. We're actually prepping it too. 3. We're killing that. You know what? I agree. I agree with this. You just have to do it. You just do. Now, unfortunately, the Sadie is gonna get murked here by this courtesan, most likely. Now that we've gotten rid of most of the allies, Spawn has to take the game a little bit slower. But it should be not particularly hard to take control of this game from this spot. You kill the Sadie, your opponent has 5 influence with no prep counters. Really bad spot for Tristan to be in. Sadie gonna go down here, and is it another Cannoneer? I think it's another Cannoneer that might be coming down. Thinking about popping that GCR. Mustang, break that Safeguard Amulet. Alright, tragic. We're gonna pop the GCR, draw a card, and then is there anything else? No. Okay, we have the Tinder Flame pivot, which will give us distant on another ally, but we actually don't have a distant ally, so I don't think it's particularly important. I haven't seen an Arthur actually this game, which is interesting. So we're gonna try and hit the. Gonna go for the courtesan, I assume. Yeah, we're gonna go for the courtesan. Then we're gonna swing into face for 1. All right, I mean, Ballcock 1 coming out. That means sparks are about to fly. Who is the ally we're gonna play? My bet's on Cannoneer or Bomber. Rococo being the banish here. I think you're fine with that. Swing 1. Throw the Cannoneer. Do it. There's a lurking in hand as well. 1, 2. 2 out, and that is the. I believe that's the Arbalist, I believe. So pretty good that we at least had a distant ally in hand. I'm actually gonna have to read what this guy does because I do not remember either. What is the distant value on this guy? Ah, he's range 4. I see. Oh, he is the 6. Yeah, you're right. There's two allies that can hit 6 range. Arbalist and Cannoneer, and then I believe Bomber is the next biggest at 5. So, I mean that's 6 damage. That's a lot. So the game's not over yet unless we have. Trying to think of what potential cards could end the game here. 6 damage. Boom, lurking. We just swing for 2. Agreed. And the scary thing here is also if you go out of your way to like kill all. Oh my god, we're leveling up to 2 with no prep counters. That is very desperate. I think the game might be over. Not gonna lie. Scout the land. Let's look for something. Can't even add the windmill here, which is the worst part. He adds the windmill. It's just gonna the imbue is going to get stopped by the mirror. That's most likely gonna get played in recollection phase. Seems like he's putting maybe a black market broker on top. Ran going to use the mirror here in right before recollection phase is over. Swing 1, kill the Arbalest. We now have 3 fire cards in grave, which means we have Cannoneer. We can go Cannoneer and then on attack get +4 from the ranged. This is pretty dangerous. It's a really bad spot to be in. I don't know how Lorenzo's getting out of this. Not gonna lie, with such a low life total left, with no prep counters, I don't know how you're getting out of this one. Dungeon Guide to 3. Oh my lord. It's actually, yeah, he can't even bring out the Shadow's Claw here. Doesn't have enough prep. So we're gonna go swing. Killing the. And we already killed the Fusilier with the Dream Fairy, so we actually can't really do much of anything else. We have no prep counters. We can't redirect. Quick Draw Piercer, if he has an Incendiary Shot, this game should be a wrap. Currently has 3 damage on board. 1, 2, Incendiary Shot. Most likely going to be the play here. Incendiary Shot would do, I believe, 2 damage plus 2 damage, so that would be 5 in total with the power from the Quick Draw Piercer. That is 3 damage into 2 damage if it hits. Into 2, and then we just need to play literally anything else that does damage, and we're good. Courtesan, I believe, was in hand. Yeah, that's a Courtesan. We can kindle this Courtesan. Blazing Throw. It's over. That's it. I mean, you know, this Volcom deck looks pretty good. Really fast and really hard to deal with. I think it does so much damage so quickly. Probably faster than like a Fire Gosha. Doesn't really need much setup. Can kind of just like blow you up. Of course, the main thing is the Ranger allies are kind of weenies, so you kind of struggle a bit into other ally matchups. Other allies that have like lots of strong allies maybe might struggle, but I mean that was a fun game. I love to see something new. That Bullcock was really interesting. As far as the top 16 goes, I want to talk about some of the stuff that I know has made it. The Wind Exia Jin allies thingamajigger that Rafael was playing made it, I believe. And I believe as long as he ID'd his last round, he should have made it. That deck's super sick. I think everyone should really be thinking about that because it does tackle a lot of the meta right now. So I would like to see people consider that one. Very strong. Fred is currently in first table versus Lance. I believe they are actually playing the game out. And I mean, that's Water Allies versus Visa. Kind of an old matchup, but we'll see. It could go either way. I believe Luxem has made it. Kaloy has actually made it with Luxem. There have been some Water Diao-chan Fractal decks. The Genbu deck has made it. I believe there's actually several Jins. I think there's 2 Jins here. And then there's also the Wind Arcane Dragon, which is in a win-it-in right now. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm super curious to see how the top 16 actually ends up turning out here. It's close. There's a lot of people who are at the just at the cusp on the bubble to hit that. I want to say Proan is in. Let me actually just confirm real quick if he's guaranteed in after this win. Proan is currently at. He's currently 4-2-0, so 5-2 is actually not guaranteed in because of the with tiebreakers, but it's pretty likely that he's in. He had a really good start to the day, so I don't expect it. I think he's probably in. So yeah, I mean, definitely looking for. I want to see with the Wind Dragon Gosha get in. Unfortunately, we couldn't have him on this day. Oh, yeah, Pohan is standing as he. Can you tell us a little bit about your Polcock deck, huh?
It's just a fire aggro deck that's even faster than fire center. So
Faster than fire. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, that's true.
yeah, the only thing that could be faster is fire Gotia. Yeah, but fire Gotia does so much self damage that against other aggro deck, other fire aggros, is very dice rolly.
That's true. That's true.
And if you run out of scheme as Gotia, sometimes you just lose. But fire Pohawk, you have a lot of bursts. Like turn 2, you just go level 1 to play a range guy is like 6.
Got in the air, Arbalest, just like
Yeah,
super
yeah.
6, they just die.
And they have to, and if fractals are skipping out on allies, you just win.
True. So this is your for fun deck, right?
Yes.
We're not bringing this to
Nope.
Nats. No. I mean, fair enough. You know, aggro is always one of those weird decks to bring to nationals because your games end fast and you have lots of time, but at the same time, sometimes you just run into really bad matchups.
Yeah, this deck has really bad matchup. Like out of war, if anyone plays out of war against this deck, your opponent.
Yeah, Armor. Yeah, actually, I heard because you fought my teammate earlier. He was on a Wind Dragon Gosha,
yeah.
and then he played Armor, and you said I didn't. I think he told me that you said. I thought nobody played this card.
Yeah, I mean the card is like generally good versus a certain few decks, but normally Ring is just a better option to cycle, and that's why you see my deck. I play Mustang.
Yeah,
It's just mainly for Owl. Like, I don't auto lose to Owl.
That's true. And also, you can just like pop a Polaris with it.
Yeah, pop a Polaris, pop the same guy with a pop
Or like a
Shadow Spell.
lantern. You have a lot of Kindle cards in here, so
Yep.
yeah, I get it. So I mean, that was fun. I'm glad to see a new deck. I'm sick of the same old. So seeing. Oh, actually, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a Wind Allies Exia Jin.
Yeah. One of the what's his name? One of the better Philippines players.
Yeah. He also got day 2 in both days of like regionals
Yeah.
last season. So I'm sure you've run into him already.
I know him. I saw him. He was playing.
He was saying Wind. He was saying Water
Ari.
Water Ari last season.
Water Ari and Wind Ari. I think he was playing both.
I think last season in the 2 days he was playing Water Ari.
Water Ari, yeah. Water Ari.
But then he's on his new. I don't think anyone's ever made this deck. Wind
Yeah.
Allies Exia Jin.
It's just when I look at his deck, it feels like something like EMP plays Wind Luxor, the Wind Allies Luxor. He's just like, oh, I take out Luxor cards, I put Exia card.
Yeah, and then he just removes all of the Fantasia hate when he plays against non-Fantasia decks and puts in a bunch of extra
It's
cards.
still very good because you don't actually need Fantasia hate against.
Pretty much, yeah.
Once you level 3, they can't kill you.
Yeah, and then obviously against allies, you annihilation their board. I mean,
Yeah, the annihilation is so broken. You can annihilate the fractals, annihilate anything.
yeah, earlier the game he was on stream where he actually lost, he annihilationed and killed
Changxiang,
5
yeah.
allies.
Oh, I saw the Changxiang one.
It was like 4 or 5 allies. He annihilation killed all of them, and he still lost the game somehow. But yeah, I mean that's a deck. I'm definitely curious to see if anyone's gonna pick up more Jin because I think the annihilation and then the fact that you're playing Wind allies also lets you play aggressive against like the slower decks.
Jin is quite popular in Taiwan. Like
Really?
not really popular like that. It's not like non-existent. There, I remember the last few regionals, there's like 3 or 4 people playing it, but they did decent, but they still can't beat fractals. That's the point.
Yeah. From what I noticed in Taiwan, it's like a lot of Wind allies, a lot of Tristan.
Yeah,
It's just a lot of Wind.
Because they were all only running like one annihilation back then, and sideboarding 2. If they just main all of it, they probably just do a lot better in the fractals. Because fractals have a lot of 2 costs, so you just take 2.
Yeah, I mean the only ones like refreshment. No one plays mana, intrusion, I guess.
But mainly it's just 2 costs. Like,
Yeah, almost everything's
You gotta start with 2 costs. Like maybe like more than 50% is 2 costs.
Yeah, and it's just so hard to kill him because I mean you have a lot of fast speed cards, but if you just keep men fleshing, how did they kill you?
You can't really kill him because you have limited burn.
Yeah, there's
And
only
you actually have to draw like enough fractals to burn through like the 28 HP. So
and sometimes they just draw like the ally side of the deck and they're just hitting you.
yes,
So it's like
then you just lose.
and then they like play a grind game with allies and eventually they just dodge a guy into 3 and then suddenly you can't kill him anymore. They bring breastplate out. It's like okay, well,
I think Jin maybe good.
yeah, honestly.
Let's hope nobody plays it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Nobody plays Jit, so.
I hope nobody plays it.
But yeah, I mean, I think if I don't know, people notice this regionals, the fact that I think there might be 2 Jins in top 16. So
2 Jins.
I think because there's another, but I think the other one's fire. I think.
I'm not really sure I'll be top 16.
You are maybe in. You're not guaranteed.
Yeah, I was guaranteed until Jigs decided to like ID everything.
Yeah.
So I fought Jigs.
yeah. So he was 5'2". You're 5'2", right? So it's like you're maybe in. It depends.
Jigs was like 4-0, then I think.
No, he ID'd last 3 rounds.
Yeah, then ID us 3 rounds. You play like 1 or 2, I'll have a better tiebreak.
That's true. That's true.
I
But
had
you
a
know,
really good tiebreak like few rounds back because I was up pairing.
yeah. But you know, that's what happens when you go undefeated. You get the ID every last round.
Yeah. It's okay.
And it's reasonable. You don't care about win. If you don't care about winning the whole thing,
I
this
just
might
care about being here.
Yeah.
Okada.
So you can go to the casino.
Yes, I went to the casino in between rounds every round.
Okay. We need to ask. Are you up or down?
Up.
Okay. How much up?
Was a lot. Now it's like less than 10K. Was
All right. You hear that? If you are good at the casino, you will also be good at Grand Archive. Is that true?
No.
No. Really?
Nobody's good at casino. It's just
That's true. Okay. Actually, hearing good advice about around gambling for once.
Yeah. I work in the casino. Of course, but yeah, it's just all about luck. But if you treat gambling as entertainment, it's fine. It's just like another.
It's like opening packs, right?
yeah, it's opening packs. It's literally opening packs.
Everyone knows it's not worth it to open packs. We just do it for fun.
Yes, the same thing. Just don't get addicted. Don't put in like a focus on your life. Just take it as entertainment aside. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good advice. Very good advice. Guys, don't get addicted to gacha games and card games and gambling. Be responsible.
Yes,
All right, so yeah, thanks for being on stream and thank you for giving me a fast game at the end. So I
you can back up.
we can pack up sooner, and I hope you make it top 16.
Yeah,
And yeah, so we'll see you in Nats for sure.
Yes,
You and all the other Apex guys are gonna be there at Nats. I'll be casting it with some other people from Asia. So finally, we have a full Asia cast.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. No more invaders from other countries.
I mean, if Tyler is casting, I don't mind. I love Tyler.
Yeah, I mean Thailand's great. So I'm
Only Tyler and Mark. Are they Asians? Are they considered Asians?
I mean they are Asians,
They're Asians.
but they're Asians like ethically.
yeah, I'm biased. They only like Asians.
Yeah, so I mean I know Tyler is gonna be there. He's gonna be there at Nats.
Yeah, I think he's coming.
Yeah, he's already there.
He sent one of his invites that he bought to Apex without informing us until the package arrived. So like, hey, we got a free blazing throw from nowhere.
You know what? That sounds like something he would do.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm okay. I mean, for sure. I know there's several. I mean, True Champion Gaming is also going. They're going to all three. Are you going to just CNATs or are you going to all of them?
If I make top 4 in CNETs, then I won't be going anything else. If I don't make top 4, I'll probably go OC.
OC, but you're not gonna go to NA. Too far?
NA too far.
Yeah, you know what? Agreed.
Then Europe clashes with Ascent KL.
Right.
So I just prefer, and we already got everything for Ascent KL Center. So.
Okay, so yeah, but that was Boan, our guest, foreign worlds competitor guest. Chat, thank you for watching and thank you for being here for the interview to tell us about Meyer Polcock.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, see ya. Thank you.